Anger and rage are really difficult for a lot of people to get rid of. And a case in point is a client of mine. He just had never been able to experience. And what's behind anger and rage is really tremendous powerlessness and tremendous sadness. And most of us have been sent the message, it's not okay to be angry, it's not okay to have emotions, it's not okay to be sad, especially men. Oh my God, it's just, you can't be weak emotionally. Well, that's what's creating the anger and the rage. It's the stuffing, it's the suppression of that sadness, of that powerlessness. And so a client of mine who'd been struggling with that all his life, he'd never even cried. He's going through a divorce, had a very close family member just die, tremendous changes at work. There's just a lot going on in his life. And as we've been working on giving him permission to be emotional, that emotions are great. For the first time, he cried, just a little bit. But here's the beauty of it. What he did is he went to a rage room and just took hammers to glass and everything. He gave himself permission to express that powerlessness, express that sadness. And then he did another thing. The funeral is in a couple of days, and he's taking 2 days off of that. In other words, he's finally given himself permission to feel. And he's scheduling, like he even said, I'm taking the 2 days off so I can cry. Now, we really shame people for tears. Think of parents. Don't cry. That is literally the worst thing you can ever tell a child. Tears the reason we cry is to release pain. It's the greatest way to move through something. And so telling anybody to deny their tears, you're just telling them not to live life. It's a wonderful experience to cry. I love to, I cry all the time. I even schedule it. Sometimes I can feel a little bit off. I'll put on a sad movie or some sort of I call them chick flicks, something to make me cry. I'm like, God, I've got to get this out. Got to get it out. And so if you're struggling with anger and rage, remember, behind that anger and rage is severe powerlessness, severe sadness. It's the polar opposite. Or if you're dealing with someone like that in your life, that's what they're going through. And so we just have to make space and make a commitment and change that belief system that has been beaten into us. It's really a shame-based belief system by our parents. They felt small and insecure because shame was dumped into them, so they passed it on to us. And so we have this belief system that I'm bad or I'm wrong if I feel emotion, especially if I cry or feel something, some of these sad emotions. And so go back, think of those beliefs that were placed into you and recognize those are shame. That belief system is pure shame, and that's where the sadness and the rage is coming from. And give yourself permission to not judge your parents, but recognize they did the best they could, but they were wrong, and it's okay. It's okay for you to feel sad. It's okay for you to cry, especially if you're a man. There's nothing wrong with using a system that's been built into us for a reason. It's meant to help us process and move through the anger, sadness, powerlessness, frustration, emptiness. And so if we rob ourselves of that, we rob ourselves of growth. And you wouldn't tell somebody to go their whole life without showering, would you? And there's literally no difference. You're carrying all that dirt with you all day, every day. And you would never raise your kids to do that to themselves. Well, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your kids. Give yourself permission to cleanse, to let the water flow over top of you in the shower and out of your eyes. Cleanse yourself of that sadness and that powerlessness. And that's how you get rid of the anger and rage. So I hope that helps you. I hope you're having a great day. Bye-bye.